Good afternoon, McFatterTech High School students and parents. It is Thursday, April 15th, and we are here with your weekly updates. As always, I am Jeanette Johnson, your director and principal here at McFatter Technical College and Technical High School. And with me, the assistant principal who supervises the high school, Mr. Daryl Harris.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. And our magnet coordinator, Miss Lily DeCastro.
Hi.
Hello to both of you on this mid-April beautiful day. Can't believe we are in mid-April already and definitely in the home stretch. So let's go through the updates we have for this week. And I want to start with the magnet selection process. There is an important deadline tomorrow. So we want to be tomorrow, which may be today by the time you're watching this. So I want to turn that over to Miss Lily DeCastro. Ms. DeCastro.
Thank you. Ironically, it could be 2 weeks ago at the point since it's on our site. So Friday, April 16th is the deadline for our round one accepted applicants to McFatter to claim their seat and register. We are well underway to completing that task. We do have a few people who have not responded. We have made 3 attempts to reach out to them. So hopefully if they want their spot, they will claim it and register by tomorrow. But on another note, we definitely know there's going to be a round 2 because some people have declined their seats. So there are a few seats that will be available, and the next set of names will be released on April 22nd, which I believe is next Thursday.
Okay.
Next Thursday. So the next round will have a week. But if you don't claim your seat, you have lost it. I have no control. The district just takes it away.
I'm glad you said that. That's what I was going to emphasize. We really need families to know that if they don't do this, we can't help them, because that selection process is performed by the district, and they will literally just go back to our pool of still waiting candidates and pull the next round. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, and I don't need an exact amount, but I'm sure some people are wondering, to the best of your knowledge, how many open seats do we have for the 9th grade between people who either decline their seats and people we haven't heard from yet, roughly?
I think we're at about 30.
Okay.
I want to say there were 8 or 9 who have definitively said we don't want our seat. We've moved out of the area. We selected a different thing. And we have about 100 in our wait pool. So, you know, there's chances and opportunities still ahead for that. So.
Great. And so it sounds like we have about 20-ish who haven't responded, and those are the families we've been trying to reach out to. But we hope they know that if they don't respond, someone in those 100 families still waiting is going to wind up with their spot a week from today, and there won't be anything they can then get back into the wait pool.
They can.
But they'll be behind the others. And so we really need people to respond. We wanted to be sure they knew that. So thank you for that. The second thing we wanted to do is mention there's been testing going on, standardized testing last week. This week, there's a little bit next week. So we wanted to give a brief testing update. And for that, I turn it over to Mr. Harris.
Thanks, Ms. Johnson. So today and yesterday and today, actually, we've been doing our 10th grade FSA testing.
Sorry, Mr. Harris, it is today and tomorrow. You were right the first time. I don't want parents to think they missed it. I'm sorry.
It's here tomorrow. Yes, we're doing our 10th grade FSA testing. And just FYI, last week we did 9th grade. So Ms. Johnson mentioned there's some testing last week and testing this week, but we'll have one makeup day next week, and that's on Tuesday, April the 20th. 9th grade makeup FSA writing. So please, the numbers are very small. So this good part about it is most of the students have come and taken their test, and we are finishing our attendance for the day. So we have an idea about what took place with 10th graders today and tomorrow, but the numbers are small. So that's a very good sign that parents and students are taking responsibility in showing up for the testing. So just that's what we're going on right now with our testing. And
so
9 to 10 is the makeup time for next week.
Say that again. I think I talked.
9:15 a.m.
on Tuesday.
Is the start time for next week for any makeup testing.
Is that, and did you say that's makeup only for 9th grade or also for 10th grade?
Well, based on the numbers, we'll have a real good idea by the end of tomorrow, but it most likely will be combined for both 9th and 10th grade because the numbers are really small, so we can most likely accommodate any makeup for both grades next week.
Perfect. And I assume the students have done a really good job of those. I know most of the students have not been staying after the testing, but for those who do, they've been bringing their laptops, they've been bringing headphones or earbuds, they've been bringing what they needed to if they were going to stay.
Absolutely.
And the same thing would be true of the makeup testing.
Absolutely. And we're polling the students first thing when they come in the room to test to find out if they will be staying to answer those things that you mentioned. And we'll provide lunch for the students if they don't have it, if they didn't bring it with them for today and tomorrow and next week.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr.
No.
Castro, did you want to say something?
I was just going to say that one of the key things for today, the tests, particularly today and tomorrow, is that this is a part of the graduation requirement test to meet the FSA reading requirement for graduation. It is the 10th grade test. So the writing test plus the 2 section of reading equals the score to meet that criteria for graduation.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because people who've been reading the news may have heard that within the last week, there's been talk about the state waiving required testing for this year, and we don't want people to be confused. What they've waived is for any students who are due to graduate this year, if they hadn't already passed their required tests, they're not necessarily required to do so in order to graduate this year. But they have not waived that as a graduation requirement, for example, the 10th graders this year. So we didn't want the families to be confused and think, oh, I don't need to send my 10th grader in to get to take the test this year. There would still be time to do the makeup, but they would still need to make that up. So it's better to do it and get it out of the way.
Correct. And it would be a lost opportunity while that information is most fresh in their mind.
Exactly.
10th grade,
and on that subject, the same thing is going to be true when we get to the EOCs.
Yes.
Correct.
EOCs for current seniors may have been waived, but for 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders who are in classes that have EOCs as requirements, we don't want the families to get confused and think that they'll never have to pass those, because they may. So, okay, great. All right. And so then, speaking of the seniors, we did want to remind people of 2 particularly important dates and events and some information we can give around that. And that's the senior awards and the graduation for the class of 2021. So we'll go through those. I'll mention the dates and some basics, and then we'll all kind of pipe in with what people need to know. So senior awards will take place on June 1st. The ceremony is scheduled to start at 6:30, but we're asking families to arrive beginning at 6. It's a drive-in ceremony. We'll do it in our West lot. We did it last year with last year's seniors, and it was actually a lot of fun, I thought. I think the families really, really enjoyed it. And so all of our families will be parked in the West lot with their cars facing east, and we'll have at the east end of the mall is where we will do the announcing and so forth. But it takes a while to get all those cars parked. We learned this last year. Mm-hmm. So we're asking families to arrive beginning at 6 so that we can get everybody parked, and you'll get parked first come, first serve. So the earlier you come, the closer to the front you will be. And the goal would be that the ceremony would start at 6:30. Our intention is to give out both the cap and gown and the tickets for graduation at that event. So we do need families to come to that. What else did we want to mention about the awards event?
Just that it's fun. They can decorate their cars. They stay in the cars, and it's broadcast live, and then it's on available online as well, so you can hear everything. It's like being at a drive-in. Parents, you remember being at a drive-in, except it's about your kids now. So it was definitely one of my favorite days of the 2020 school year, at least from March to June. And so I'm excited to do this again this year.
Absolutely. And every student gets acknowledged. Every student gets their moment in the sun, as you will. And with the horns honking, and we may have some noisemakers as staff members, it really was a lot of fun. And we know our seniors this year haven't had many opportunities for fun this year. So we really hope the families will come. It is 1 car per family so that everybody fits. And they need to be enclosed vehicles. As Ms. DeCastro said, for safety reasons, people will remain in their cars, but it's a lot of fun. So again, June 1st, we hope every family of seniors will come. It is only open to families of seniors. We know they have underclassmen as friends and so forth, but for everybody to fit in that lot, it really needs to be one car per family of seniors. And if you have any specific questions about that or any of the arrangements, you can contact any one of the three of us and we can assist you. And then there's
Don't
graduate.
approve buses. We are not approving buses. People won't be able to see behind you. So.
Thank you for that. We also, we had to specify last year, don't go renting a bus or a stretch limo. It needs to be a standard sized vehicle or truck, or van, that sort of thing, so that everybody can fit. And then graduation itself is June 4th at 3 p.m. at Nova Southeastern University. So that will be, again, an in-person event, not a drive-in. It will be in their arena. What do we want to tell them about that, Mr. Harris? I know you've been to some graduation coordinator meetings.
Oh, just one of the key things, obviously, all the CDC guidelines will be practiced at this particular event. So one of the changes, there will be 2 tickets per graduate. 2 tickets per graduate. So obviously the student does not need a ticket for him or herself, but they will get 2 tickets for their family. Also, parking will be free. So if anybody's participated in graduation before, even I know we've been at Broward Center before, but at Nova, they usually charge a fee, but that will be waived this year, so there will be no fee for parking. More announcements will come out. We're planning our senior meeting. There'll be more updates regarding senior awards, about graduation, about the requirements that the students will need to have to participate in graduation. And so those things will be coming up soon, so students will be informed in enough time to prepare for this Ms. Johnson's mentioned senior awards, but these are important events. They're amazing, so we really want the students to participate. We didn't get a chance to do this last year as far as graduation this type. So we're really excited about this year and this opportunity with our seniors. So we want to see you there and the families as well.
Absolutely. We also wanted to mention, historically, traditionally, there is a graduation rehearsal. Again, for CDC guidelines, and in order to be cautious, throughout the district, we're not doing rehearsals this year. That's one of the reasons we're giving out the tickets at the senior awards night, because usually the tickets are given out at the rehearsal. So there won't be a graduation rehearsal that students have to come to. We also want to mention, we've had a couple people question whether or not they can wear a cap and gown from finding it from a different entity. And the answer to that is no. If you are going to participate in the graduation ceremony, you must purchase through Herff Jones. They are the approved district vendor. And it's a specific cap and gown, so you do have to purchase through them if you intend to participate in our graduation. I also want to mention as well that some people have questioned whether or not they want to participate. We hope everyone will.
Yes.
But if as a family you decide not to, you might still consider ordering the cap and gown anyway, because it will allow you to take some pictures with it in the cap and gown for your graduates, so that at least you will have that available to you. And there was one other thing I wanted to mention, and now I can't remember where it was.
They do get to keep their cap at the end, and if they don't order a cap and gown, that's how we know who needs tickets for graduation. That's part of the checkoff for the ticket. So I want to make sure everyone's aware that's a parallel thing. So
I remembered what I wanted to mention, and it's actually 2 things. Number one, I wanted to remind everyone that this is the graduation for both the high school and the technical college. So most of our high school students, not all, but most, are graduating from both schools. Some of them are in programs that are too long, college tech programs that are too long to finish while they're in high school. But for those students who are finishing both programs, you will get 2 diplomas, because you are graduating from both the technical high school and the technical college, and both accomplishments will be acknowledged at the graduation ceremony, because it is a joint graduation ceremony. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is, historically, people have always asked about extra tickets, and certainly with the limit on 2 per family, I'm sure people will be even more curious about that. We do expect to have some extra tickets, although the amount extra will be based solely on who is not attending graduation, whether it's an adult student who's eligible to graduate or a high school student. And that is why, as Mr. Castro just said, ordering your cap and gown is important because it's telling us that you're participating, it's getting you the cap and gown, and it's ensuring that we pull aside those 2 tickets for you.
Right.
Any spots that go unclaimed, any student who, the district is going to send us tickets equivalent to 2 per graduate. We will distribute them 2 per graduate for those who are participating, and then any that are extra, we will be able to give out. More details on how we'll do that, we can give to you later. It's going to be probably like a first come, first served thing at awards night, which is when we're giving out the tickets. And we won't know for a while how many extra tickets we have to give out until we see how many people are participating. But we do anticipate there may be some extra. It's going to be a small amount, but it will be, we usually have at least a few. I don't know if either of you wanted to add anything to that.
Just want to remind them that seats are assigned at this event, even for the guests. So there are 6 feet between you and the people around you, which is part of the logistical issue with tickets as well. So.
Thank you. I'm glad you said, because it also, we want to assure the families that your safety is being taken into account. And that's one of the reasons for this is, as you just said, those 2 seats will then be, they'll be side by side, but they'll be 6 feet from the next family. And it will be, as you said, assigned seats based upon that. So we really do need families to respond to that ticket ordering, the cap and gown ordering, so we can make sure they get tickets. Mr. Harris, did you want to add anything?
No, I think I was about to, but both of you covered the same thing. So I think did an awesome job highlighting some key things that everyone needs to focus on.
Absolutely. And of course, if families have more specific questions, you can contact any of the 3 of us,
Absolutely.
or of course the senior counselor, Ms. Bluth, and we can get answers for you. The last thing I wanted to mention is that next week is Support Staff Appreciation Week nationwide. So this is the time where we say thank you to all of our staff who are not teachers or counselors. Teacher and counselor appreciation comes in a few more weeks, but this is for all of our support staff. So this is our secretaries, our food service workers, bus drivers, our custodial staff. Who else am I forgetting?
I think that's just about everybody.
Secretaries, office staff, custodial.
Teacher assistants.
Thank you. So we do hope that those of you who encounter personnel who support, they may not be your classroom teachers who stand in front of you or your counselors who give you guidance along the way, but they are helping make your school experience as best as it can be. So we hope you will take a moment to say thank you to those you encounter, probably especially those who come on campus. Those students who are learning remotely are mostly encountering probably just their teacher and their counselor. But for those who come on campus, we hope you'll take a moment to say thanks. Certainly thank the ladies who work in our high school office. It's supporting.
And our tech team, because they have gotten us through.
I can't believe it. Tech team. We absolutely would not have made it through the last, what's it been, 13 months without the work of our tech team. So absolutely, we thank all of them. And with that, we will sign off for the week. We wish everyone a great week. We will be back here with the next update Thursday, the 22nd. And until then, everybody have a great week and goodbye, you two.
Take care.